Hey, True Believers, England here with another batch of new comic book reviews, continuing these future state reviews, looking into Suicide Squad, man. And also have an independent, another DC and a Marvel. We've got Kaiju Score number 3, DCeased Dead Planet number 7, and Valkyries, The King in Black, Return of the Valkyries. So kick back, relax, let's get this party started. Alrighty, so future state Suicide Squad. It tries, man. You gotta at least give them that much. They try. So we've got, I guess they're getting aliens off of the planet. And you got Con-El, and you got Talon, and you've got Sandman looking like Martian Manhunter. I don't know why. There's never an explanation as to why these villains are impersonating, Justice League members. But they take out, like, Sinestro, of all things. So, very easily, by the way, as well. So, then that's when the story comes out. The Talon is the sacrifice of the book. And it's good to see Waller is actually using the I'm going to blow your head off if you don't listen to me kind of thing. At least it's being active. It's just, after we get the opening, there's really not much going on here. It's all just exposition. But the thing is it's exposition that wants you to have a big surprise at the end. So it's like, well, this thing and that person. So there's really no story going on right now because you got to wait for that big reveal at the end of the story. The Black Adam story, on the other hand, takes place far into the future, where you're almost thinking, wait, are we into future state Legion at this point? And I found it to be far more interesting, where we have basically this entity coming to Earth, and you got the Superman Prime. He seems to be an overpowered Green Lantern, and he ends up getting killed by the 7 deadly sins that the wizard Shazam was keeping back. So that was an interesting story. I do recommend this part. The Suicide Squad part, not so much. I think that they need to work on that. I'm not going to tell you the big reveal, although it's a crime syndicate. They bring out the crime syndicate. And there is problems with that. I would like to see a little bit more story told there. The Black Adam part is definitely the reason to buy the book, but in all honesty, considering it's only half the comic, I can't recommend you buy this book. Kaiju Score, number 3 by James Patrick Rimbrou. I gotta tell you, I've been enjoying this. This is a, what is it? It's like a heist gone wrong story in a Godzilla movie, basically. So this guy puts together a crew, and he's known as a loser when it comes to planning crimes. Like, he always forgets one little thing. Or he misses a detail or something like this. In this case, he planned a heist based around a whole bunch of fish coming near Miami, which would bring in a kaiju, which would make everybody evacuate. But what he didn't think of is there's 2 kinds of kaiju that are attracted to that kind of fish, and now they're on land, and they're about to destroy everything, including their opportunity to rob this bank that they were going to do. And it does a good job. We're on the side of most of the criminals, not the ponytailed, redheaded guy here. But, yeah, everything goes wrong, and now they've got to figure out a way to make it go right again. All the while, redheaded ponytail guy is pretty much against the group. It's a fun story. It's very briskly paced. I got to tell you, this is one of those comic books where you read through it, and you're finished almost as soon as you start, not because there's no words or anything, but because it really gets you invested in the story. It's like, okay, wow, this is really cool. This is a really cool book. Oh, wait, where's the next issue? I'm not done yet, because it's a fun story. It's a fun book. I'm recommending this one if you haven't noticed it yet. The art, I got to tell you, I didn't have a problem with it. I would love to see this as I guess it does fit because the humor and everything, it's got some of a, as you can see, it's got a bit of a cartoonish style to it. very angular, as you can see by the lady's elbows and shoulders and such like that. But I don't know. I wonder if it does need just a little bit more realism, so you do feel the danger that they're in a little bit more. I mean, granted, it's great for the humor aspects of the story, but yeah, I would like to feel like they are actually in danger here. Next up, we're going to be talking about the Return of the Valkyries, or King Black Return of the Valkyries. I'm not reading the King Black storyline. As a matter of fact, and just to be completely honest, I don't read a lot of Marvel. So I am fresh right out off the street picking up Valkyrie. I picked it up because there was a variant cover that had Brunhilde on it, or at least what I thought was Brunhilde. You know, the original Valkyrie from the Defenders and all that kind of stuff. I actually got excited. It was this really cool, I think it was Artyom or Yuck or something cover, so I picked this up. And you got the Sentry. He died again. I thought he died before, but I guess he came back to life, died in King Black again. And she's taking his soul to, I guess, Valhalla, which I'm thinking, why is he Norse? Because different religions have different ways to get to heaven and all that kind of stuff, whether it's the light, you pay the ferryman, or whatever it is. I was thinking, yeah, this is kind of, well, you know, okay, it's their comic book, let's go. And the thing is you've got a lot of flash sideways, flash forward, flashbacks while Valkyrie is fighting this entity that killed a Celestial, but it looks like this entity killed the Celestial after it was in the plane that Valkyries would be taking the dead to Valhalla. So basically this entity killed a dead creature. It's not very new reader friendly. I mean, like I said, I'm right out the gate. This thing, it's a #1 issue. So it should be inviting. It should be saying, here's the information you need to understand our story and go. And that is not here. If you know about whatever Valkyrie we're looking at, if you know about her girlfriend, if you know about all of this, you're going to be fine. If you are a new reader off the street, I recommend you pass, in all honesty. This is not new reader friendly. It's not a horrible book. There are no bad books, thankfully, this time around, but this is definitely not one that you could pick off and pick up without any information first. Alrighty, gang, let's wrap this one up. DCeased Dead Planet #7. This is the final issue in the Dead Planet series. I think so, anyway. Anyway, we have the heroes basically taking out the Amazos. They're trying to save the rest of the population because they've got a cure for the virus. And go. You know, I mean, literally, what I was talking about with the Valkyries, you get all the information here. As a matter of fact, you even know that John Constantine has decided that he is going to gather all the magic items up so he could take on Trigon, the demon, who is trying to destroy him, or destroy the world, starting in another part of it. And that's it. And I gotta tell you, it's a really good book. It's not as good as the other stories, but it is definitely strong. You do see a lot of the villains get their comeuppance. You do see John Constantine, who's been a douchebag for all the time we have ever known him, come up and say, look, I understand. I know how to defeat Trigon, or however you pronounce it. And he does. I'm sorry to spoil it, but hey, it's a happy ending, and it's pretty good. We needed that. I think after 4 or 5 volumes, and I think this is where Marvel Zombies made its mistake, is give us an ending. And you know what? Yeah, let us see how. Let's get a good ending to a zombie story for once, which is very rare, to tell you the truth. But to see the John Constantine's plan unfold and all the douchebaggery that he has committed in the last issues come around to perform and to do something heroic, I kind of dug that. I gotta say, I very much like the DCeased series, and this is a really good way to close up shop on it. Alrighty, let's sum up on these things, and you know I like to place them from the one I like the least to the one that I like the best. There's no horrible book, but I gotta say the least of it is The Return of the Valkyries. If it was a little more accessible to new readers, I think it may have actually been higher on the list because next is the Suicide Squad, and the Suicide Squad was all exposition and setup, except for one little scene at the very beginning, and that just isn't enough. And then I've got with Kaiju Score number 3, it's just a fun heist book. Now, I said that some comics are written for scripts. This one would make a really good movie. But the best of the week is DCeased Dead Planet. They stuck the landing, ladies and gentlemen. They ended it, I think, the way it should have been ended, and it was awesome. But that's just my opinion. What is yours? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, ring that notification bell if you haven't done it already, making sure all notifications are set on all. If you don't mind helping out the channel, go on over to Ko-Fi or Patreon. Drop $1 in the till. Helps keep the lights on. Helps keep making videos for you. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.